Hey everyone, good evening. Can you stop saying that? Hope you're well. It's the 7th of May 2020 here in the UK, but when you're watching this video, it could be a later date. So it's a Thursday evening here in the UK, and at 8 p.m. we did the usual. We clapped our hands, we beeped our horns, we blasted our horns, we got anything hard, just to make any noise for ruckus, and just made a round of applause, excuse me, for all our NHS workers and for all our key workers, while that death count just keeps on going up higher and higher and higher, and now stands at an eye-watering 30,615 people now dead. Not so long ago, that figure seemed unthinkable, seemed laughable, that would ever happen here in the UK, but now that's the reality. And of course, I'm sure many people are now eating their words. But moving on to the point of this video, I just want to give my opinion basically on the easing of the lockdown measures that have been placed here in the UK and the proposed plans by the government to ease them from next week. So, yeah, I mean, the first obvious negative will be that potentially the death count could spike. We've seen that in the Far East, in countries such as South Korea and Japan, where they've actually seen what seems to be a resurgence of people being reinfected with the virus. And over here, if we do the same thing, if we're not careful, we could also be telling the same story. Not it won't be long for basically not it won't be long before we are seeing the same story happen here. Because the virus isn't gone, it is still there, and the bottom line is we still don't have a vaccine or any sort of cure. But on the other side, on the flip side, I can understand why they would need to do something quick to at least to adapt to the situation, because as a country we are losing money. We're losing money in forms of revenue, of tax. Excuse me. People that have lost their jobs within the time that the lockdown has been put in place since March 23rd. Now we're just moving towards the middle of May. Businesses have been closed. Even the two national flag carriers of the UK, Virgin Atlantic and British Airways, they, just to avoid going under, they have had to reduce their staff, their cabin crew, pilots and ground staff, just to avoid sacrificing the business itself. So I can understand why the government would have to make such a decision. Otherwise, it would bankrupt the entire nation as a whole. And of course, no nation in the world would like to see that being done to themselves and to their people. So really, I just want to make that point in this video. My opinion on the whole thing. Overall, I would say yes. Open gradually ease the lockdown measures, because even though people are being furloughed and having a good chunk of their salary being paid by the government, well, that will only be for so long, because the government only has so much money, and that won't last forever. The country again is coming to a halt, and it's not earning any money at all. So it has to do something to at least adapt to the situation. Otherwise, things potentially will get worse, despite the death count and despite the number of people contracting the virus. So something has to be done. So I just want to make that point, guys, and I hope you're well. See ya.